Hello, today is a very special day. Finally, I want to talk about this book. This is the third and final book in a series that I have been obsessed with for a while. I have finally read it, and this is just my review slash read along. If by any chance you don't know the series or you have not read this book yet, I'll just very quickly tell you that I really recommend this series. It consists of these three books: Scythe, Thunderhead, and The Toll. It's sci-fi fantasy that makes you think a lot. The concept is insane. I don't know, it makes you think. It's quite philosophical. A lot of twists that I never saw coming. But I think if you're watching this video, you know that. So anyways, I think without further ado, I'm just gonna head straight into my read along, because I don't want to make this video too long. And then after the clips of me reading the book, I will come to you with my final review. If you want to skip ahead to my final review, I'll put the time here so you can skip ahead. I just read about the attack of the Tonists, and Jerry just kill herself, which it's not really dead. It's deadish, so like they're gonna be revived and it'll be fine. But like she thrust a dagger into her own chest. Like, that is the most badass thing. Could you imagine doing that? Like, just imagine what that would feel like. Yikes. Citra met Tolliver, and it was so nice to finally see them reunited, and like it was just great. And like Scythe Morrison was there, and I'm really loving Scythe Morrison. I just find him really entertaining to watch as a character. I like him. I like his character growth as well. I really like how Citra and Tolliver seem to be on the same page. I'm really loving Jerry. I love how Jerry is like so charming that like everyone kind of loves them immediately. I can just imagine just having the biggest crush on Jerry. Maybe I have the biggest crush on Jerry. I don't know. Also, yeah, I don't trust Pozuelo. Do not trust him for some reason. I don't know. He's been acting shifty and I feel like he's up to something. Is he? Oh, yes. I wrote down Lush is Goddard. I think that's about like the moon disaster that happened, where everyone died, where like that like pretty much was done by Goddard as well. Just lots of stuff has been happening, and oh my god, I'm so excited to keep reading. I'm about this yay far, still have about yay to read. Wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I only just started reading. I love Goddard so much. He's like slowly becoming my favorite villain of all time. Like, can we just talk about this? Okay. Overblade Goddard stood in his chamber, looking down at the blue satin bed cover. Beautiful, wonderful, fabulous. It was the same fabric, the same color as his robe. Amazing. And while his robe was speckled with diamonds, the bed was awash with them. This bitch bedazzled his bed covers in diamonds. Like, how much of a mood is that? Like, I love this guy. Tens of thousands of them were spread across the bedspread. A galaxy of glittering stars so heavy the mattress sagged from the weight. He's like high-key my favorite character. I mean, I always say the Thunderhead's my favorite character, which like, yes, the Thunderhead is my favorite character, but like, Goddard though. He's so evil, so full of himself, and so damn fabulous. I'm gonna be Goddard for Halloween. I just realized that. I want to be Scythe Goddard for Halloween. I'm getting nervous. The Thunderhead said we need to talk to Grayson, and I'm scared because the Thunderhead said it was scared, and like, if the Thunderhead's scared, what if the Thunderhead said to Grayson that like they can't communicate anymore? They're not gonna, like, they're breaking up basically. Because honestly, like, don't you kind of feel like the Thunderhead and Grayson, like, it's kind of like I don't know, I feel like a romance between them. Is that just me? Like, the Thunderhead really loves Grayson so much, and like, I get it. Like, listen, I have a lot of feelings. Okay, I'm just gonna keep reading, and I'm scared of what's gonna happen, but I felt like I should document. Thousands of Tonists are gonna die tomorrow. Apparently. Okay, I'm at the part 5. Goddard is just sending all the Scythes to kill all the Tonists, and the Thunderhead has said that the Tonists should not burn their dead like they usually do, and the Thunderhead has sent trucks to put the bodies in on ice. So this makes me think he's gonna turn them into robots. He's gonna control all the bodies of the Tonists and create an army of robot people to fight Goddard. I don't know. I'm scared. And also, the fifth part starts out with like another one of these like iterations. Is that what it is? And this one, my friend, is very scary because clearly it's like the Thunderhead talking. I feel like, that's what these iterations are. This one ends with like, I am everything, and there is nothing that is not a part of me. Of us, I mean. Beyond even that, I am greater than everything. The universe will bow to my... And then it just ends. And then it just ends. I have so many thoughts, and the idea that there is something in the Thunderhead that's not good and sweet is just, I want to believe that the Thunderhead is just so good, and the Thunderhead has no faults, right? It has no mistakes, and so like, what is this? I think I understand what the iterations are a little bit. It's like the Thunderhead is creating all these new versions of itself. Just to see what happens, sort of. To see if it can improve itself. It notices that most of the time stuff goes wrong, and so like it has to delete them. Aside from that, I just read that Mendoza, Oliver's little sales guy, is now going to work together with Goddard, which honestly, like, I guess I should have seen that coming. Wait, also no, they're building rockets. The Thunderhead is building rockets. We're going to space, guys. I read one little thingy that just kind of freaked me out for a second, and I'm scared to continue reading. I don't know, it can't, what I think is the thing is definitely not the thing, but I just have this flash of like, what if Jerry is the Thunderhead? Or what if the Thunderhead is inside Jerry's head? And if so, how long has the Thunderhead been in Jerry's head? Because they're on this boat on the way to Guam now, and Jerry just like showed up in Tolliver's room looking at him, which is something the Thunderhead always did, and no, that can't happen because like Jerry had like a whole life, and the Thunderhead wouldn't just like kill off Jerry to become Jerry. I don't know. Or maybe Jerry has always been the Thunderhead. No, that's not a thing. That is definitely not a thing. 3 seconds to sunrise. I wish to see it with you. And Jerry ran out. I'm scared. I'm really scared. What did the Thunderhead do? Did the Thunderhead actually fall in love with Grayson and like hijack Jerry so that they could like spend, or it, I guess, so that it could spend some time with Grayson? Yeah. The Thunderhead really did that. I have chills. Why does this freak me out so much? It like really freaks me out. Like my heart is beating so fast right now. Because like all this time the Thunderhead was like this godlike being, and seeing it become human-ish is like too much to handle for me. Because honestly, I do kind of ship Grayson with the Thunderhead. I can't help it. Don't judge me. I just think like the whole like Thunderhead like developing feelings and like, because like they love humanity so much, like the humanity within the Thunderhead is just like beautiful to me. This kind of blew my mind a little bit, but like clearly Jerry is not the Thunderhead. Clearly the Thunderhead just now hijacked Jerry. Oh my god. Okay, no, it's fine. The Thunderhead is so cute. It's just like, I never knew Grayson. I never knew. 165 million kilometers away. 6,000 degrees Celsius on the surface. I know these things, but I've never felt the reality of it. My god, Grayson, how do you stand it? How do you keep from dissolving into a puddle of emotion when you look upon it? The joy of it. Like, I love the Thunderhead so much. I want to give it a hug. Do you think the Thunderhead would like me? Do you think the Thunderhead would hug me if they had the chance? I don't know why I'm crying, but I'm crying. I can't even imagine what that would be like for a being like the Thunderhead to finally feel wind on your skin, or like to touch someone else's skin. Wow, okay. I'm fine. It's fine. We're fine. I just read the part where Rowan, he was gonna glean Sae Kurosawa, but then this bot started talking to him in a ramen shop, and he's called Cyrus? I don't know. And I'm very confused. Like, I kind of forgot about Rowan for a little bit, and like I forgot what his mission was and why he was killing Sae Kurosawa to begin with. And like now he has to follow this bot who like is maybe working through the Thunderhead, which makes no sense because the Thunderhead doesn't mess with sights. I'm very confused. They just arrived at Kwajalein. I think the Thunderhead is planning to take all of the dead bodies of the Tonists and make bots out of them. Like that's Cirrus bot. Because Cirrus was like, soon I won't be the only one. I don't know. They're going to space. I mean, they were building rockets. I knew that. Because now there's like charts of spatial orbs. Is that where this is going? This whole series is very much like, feel like you kind of get where it's going, but you never know exactly where it's going. But like in a good way, because like it just keeps you on your toes, and like you can never like quite 100% like get it, you know what I mean? It's like frustrating, but in a good way. Also, Faraday saw Citra again, and it was really cute, and like, yeah. Although I have to say, Faraday, I'm iffy about him. Sometimes I love him and sometimes I hate him. He seems quite irresponsible. In the first book, he did a lot of irresponsible stuff, and like even now, like he just became like a complete hermit. The way he treated Munira or whatever her name is, like, I don't know, man. Like, he's kind of a childish asshole. God, so much is happening. This new Thunderhead is just kind of explaining stuff, but like I want to trust them, but like I don't know. And like I also don't understand the whole space thing yet. What's the plan? What are they gonna do with the bodies in space? Because like the body, are they gonna be revived in space and live in space, or is it just gonna be a big old burial ground? I don't know. Okay, they're gonna be revived. Okay, why though? Why? Cyrus was the child of Grayson, Jerry, and the Thunderhead. I need a moment. I love Morrison though, like he's just kind of there. No way. So the Thunderhead is gonna send all of these bodies of the dead Tonists to space and then replace their memories with the memories of the noblest postmortals that lived. So that it's kind of gonna be like a perfect humanity up in space. That's wild! That's so wild, what the hell? Whoa! I've been noticing the Bible parallels in this. Like it almost seemed like, you know, like how Grayson's like Jesus, and then like his crew that kept growing was like the apostles a little bit, sending a certain amount of people to the heavens. Oh god, okay, the door. They have found the Founder's failsafe, but they don't know what it does. I'm still confused. Okay, I need to go to bed. I'm not gonna be able to sleep because there's just so much to think about. Good morning. It's the next day. Rowan's here. He's in the shipping container. Rowan's here. How nice. I love when everything comes together. Citra and Rowan are getting reunited. This is cute. This is so satisfying because they were apart for such a long time. Like, the entirety of this book, they've been apart, doing their own thing, but still like caring for each other and thinking about each other. And then when they're finally reunited, it's so satisfying. I really like how the romance is done, especially in the later books. In the first book, I remember saying it was going a little too fast. I like that in the second book and the third book, like Citra and Rowan don't really spend much time together. I know that sounds weird, but I really like that. I'm not much of a fan of like sappy romancy stuff. So like the fact that like they're so far apart, they just kind of long for each other, but they each instead just focus on their own goal of doing what is right. The romance is really understated. Like, it's not really a big part of the story or anything, so I really like that. I like that it's present, but not too present. I can't read because I'm crying. Oh, Citra parting with her Anastasia side of life and just like accepting that it's time to move on. Like, I did not expect this. I just want to know what the failsafe does. I also feel really bad for Munira. Faraday treated her so badly, and now he wants to make her a scythe, and I'm just like, with Anastasia's ring, no less, like, I don't think so. Okay, the Thunderhead is like saying stuff to Grayson. Again, I'm thinking that a journey would be a good idea at this time. And then it's like, of course you can do with that what you wish, but I don't think you're hearing me, the Thunderhead said, and suddenly got louder, much louder. I'm thinking that a journey for everyone on the atoll would be a good idea. I'm thinking it would be an extremely good idea right now. Oh my god. Goddard's coming, isn't he? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry for the lighting. It's the window. There's a window right there, and nature is just going at it. Oh my god. This Sakura guy, just like having his redemption really feels good. Him offering Loriana to go on ahead so that he can stay behind and oversee the control pad. Like when he says, "Allow me to be useful, Loriana, please." I felt that. I love it. And this is what I really liked about the second book too, is like all the like little things are coming together. Like all, because there's so many characters in this series, and everything has a payoff. All storylines get a payoff, and that is just so satisfying. There's one thing though that I like, so they're just all leaving to space, and I just kind of feel like they're just kind of leaving the rest of the world, the rest of the human population, to just live under Goddard. Are they just gonna like let Goddard keep doing his thing on Earth? Like that just seems kind of, you know, especially like Citra and Rowan. I find it weird that they're just like, oh well, let's just get into a rocket ship and head to space and start over. Like I get the appeal, but I feel like they would want to defeat Goddard. I can't believe Goddard's just blowing up all the rockets. Oh, I don't know why, but just like that little interaction between Loriana and Jim Morrison, or Joel, I guess, just like really made me emotional. I just really like Morrison. Him admitting that he's scared, and then her telling him it's okay to be scared. That was a beautiful moment. And I'm emotional about it. I knew this was a bad idea. When they said Citra was still wearing her turquoise robe, I was like, that's not good, because then Goddard's gonna know that it's her, and that's gonna be her downfall. I knew that, and now it's happening, and I'm really upset about it. Freaking Scythe Rand, man. I mean, I knew she was gonna turn on him at some point. It was just very sudden. Wow, okay. Poor Mendoza. Oh no, Astrid's all alone. Astrid is on a ship that's gonna take 1,683 years to get to the planet, and she's all alone. There's no one there with her except for Cyrus. And it's like, it's so sad because she kind of asked for this, but then also like it's kind of like, yeah, nobody managed to get on the ship. Oh my god, I feel so bad for her. Wow. Oh my god, yeah, okay. So the transmitter, Munita and Faraday are still, like, they don't know what it's gonna do. Are they gonna do something with it? I need to know what it does. Is that what's gonna save the Earth? Maybe. An vicious dark fluid with a faint metallic smell spilled down. So that was just like a radiation wave, a sound wave, if you will, so strong that it exploded all the scythe diamonds. I'm so confused. Did everyone die? Because Ezra von Otterloo died as well, and he wasn't a scythe. Oh, no. This hits different considering the current circumstances of the world. They mimic the symptoms and ravages of 10 mortal diseases: pneumonia, heart disease, stroke, cancer, cholera, smallpox, tuberculosis, influenza, the bubonic plague, and malaria. They were there all along in the dark hearts of the scythe gems. Gems that could only be broken from the inside when the nanites within were activated. All this time, that's what that was. inside of the gems. It only took a few days for the entire world to be infected. What a timing to be reading this. I mean, yeah, that's a way to bring down the population. I can't stop crying. Oh man. I have been crying so much. Oh my god. I need to stop crying. I really liked that. I liked how we got to see everyone, how everyone had their ending, and everything was wrapped up real nicely. All of it, because I said it, there's so many characters, but none of them were left out, you know, like nothing feels unfinished. My god, and like the sympathy gleaning. Citra and Rowan finally seeing each other. Scythe Brand and Tiger, I don't know what that means, but like, are they, like, she revived him somehow? I hope they have a great life. And of course, the Thunderhead and Grayson, I think that part got me the most. Grayson had to say goodbye to the Thunderhead and had to just cut it off. The Thunderhead's not gonna like get angry at Grayson for that or say no to that. All it can do is say, yes, I understand. Because, you know, it's the Thunderhead, it's perfect. And then he just made it rain. Oh my god, and the plagues thing, oh my god. The way that leaves Earth to be set up for, you know, the next unforeseeable future. I think it's a great ending. I think it's great. I'm sad I finished it. I wish there were more, but like also I'm really glad with how it ended, so. And this was great. This was wonderful. So, this book. Okay, I finished it yesterday. Not everything has sunken in perfectly yet, but man, I love this series. I think for my final score, I think I could give the first book like a 3.5 stars. The second book is a 5 out of 5 stars, and this one is like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I have to reread the first book. So the Toll, I really didn't know what to expect from this book because the Thunderhead leaves you off at such a cliffhanger. Like, Grayson, we need to talk. I remember I read that and I got so mad. I was like, how could they do this to us? You can't just leave it there, and then we have to wait an entire year for this to come out. And so there's like a lot of time jumps, like a lot of time has passed, and I think that was probably the right choice because it's such a big story. It's a story about humanity, right? I did not see the whole space thing coming right up until the very end. I didn't see it coming. In hindsight, maybe I should have. They mentioned the colonies up in space. I think all the way back in the first book, I never really saw that as something that would be important. I loved, again, how there were a lot of characters that this is something I really liked about the second and the third book. Like, there's a lot of characters and a lot of storylines that you follow, and all of them feel interesting and important. All of the characters feel like real people. And also, it felt like there was a balance between all of those stories because it's a lot, to be honest. Like, it's a lot, but it never felt overwhelming. I really liked the story of Loriana on Kvajaline. I really liked seeing her develop as a character, and then with Sakura, who, even like a minor character as Sakura, I can come to love as a character so much. It's great. I was annoyed with Faraday, but I'm always a little bit annoyed with Faraday. Like, it's a love-hate relationship, but like, he's an interesting character in that way. Like, he's an incredible person, but like at the same time, he's so flawed, and that makes him human, obviously, because that's the whole freaking point, isn't it? Humanity is flawed. Even a person, a scythe like Faraday, is flawed. Citra is flawed. Grayson is flawed. We're all flawed, except for the Thunderhead. But the Thunderhead is, well, not human. The Thunderhead is still my favorite character, though. Like, wow. Reading from the perspective of the Thunderhead was always so much fun. I was so confused by the iterations, and then figuring out what that was terrified me. But then, you know, the Thunderhead doesn't really make mistakes, so I think it's fine. Part of me kind of wants like a spin-off series of all the different colonies that like now exist in space. Well, if they made it. I don't know, I think that'd be fun. But also I feel like maybe you should just leave it as it is because I think this series is perfect the way it is. Like, I wouldn't want to taint it. But also I just want more because I really like all of these characters. To be fair, Citra and Rowan were like not my favorite characters at all. Like, you know, they were like okay, and like I liked them fine, but I was a lot more interested in Grayson. I really like Grayson as a character. I love Goddard, the villain. Is still one of my favorite villains of all time. I love his dialogue, his way of thinking. I love how extra he is. I love Scythe Rand as well. I loved her storyline since the beginning, and I'm glad that that's also a thing. I like that you got to know what happened to like all the characters, even Scythe Rand. Like her little ditty with like Tiger like warmed my heart, knowing how on Earth everything developed into like, you know, with the failsafe and the disease, people like Scythe Faraday doing sympathy gleanings. It's weird that I didn't see it coming in a way, or like, because it makes so much more sense to do it that way. In a way, they kind of went back to the mortal world, because, you know, there is disease, except it's like regulated, kind of. Like that bit with Faraday at the end, I just thought was so beautifully written. Like his little speech he gave about that person who he was going to glean. Oh my god, I really just want to reread this already. I kind of want to start from the beginning again, because I haven't read the first one since I first read it, and I want to just see what I think about it now in hindsight of like knowing everything. But yeah, I think I can safely say that this is my favorite series I've ever read, not counting Harry Potter, because I can't rate Harry Potter at this point. I just can't do that. I think this is my favorite series. What I really just like about this more than any series I've ever read is the way it makes me think, and the way it makes me question things about our world, and it makes me wonder about humanity. That's what I feel like the core is. It's like, what is humanity? What is virtuous living? Because that's also like the parallels to the Bible. The whole thing about Grayson kind of being Jesus, and like he even had like apostle kind of people. Oh my god, the little things where they analyzed old things about the toll, and it was like completely wrong. It made me laugh so much. It was great. I liked all the different formats that were used. You have so many different points of views, but then you also have the scythe journals of multiple scythes, and then you have the iterations thrown in there. There's even like a chart in there at some point. I really liked all of that. Oh yeah, there's also this like Requiem in 10 parts that's also kind of like different. There's the testaments of the toll. There's the commentaries of all those future curates. There's like, yeah, that makes it so much fun to read. So even though this is quite a thick book, it's like 650 pages or something, it makes you want to keep reading. I'm gonna miss the Thunderhead so much, and like that's also something, like reading this book, all I want is for the Thunderhead to talk to me. Like I want to have a Thunderhead. I wish our world had a Thunderhead to just like do everything for us, which like, well, I kind of don't. I do and I don't. There's a, yeah, because like in the first book, I remember being so scared of the Thunderhead. I was like, the Thunderhead's gonna turn out to be the villain. It's like the typical thing where like AI takes over and becomes evil. The Thunderhead never did that. The Thunderhead is actually perfect and virtuous and just wants good things for humanity because it was programmed that way. And I just think that's neat. If you've read the series, please let me know your thoughts. Not a lot of people have read this. Like, not enough people have read this. I don't know, this might be a 5-star. I think this is a 5-star book. I'm gonna bump it up to a 5. It's like, yeah, because now that I'm like going through everything, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't have anything negative to say. This was my review for The Toll. This is very bittersweet for me because knowing that I am never gonna review another book in this series. I've made a book talk for all 3 of the books, so if you want to watch those, I'll link them in the description and I'll put them up on the screen. I'm so glad I managed to document my reading of this entire series. It makes me want to do more videos like this because before reading this book, I re-watched my old videos and immediately got so excited about this series again. And yeah, if you haven't read the series, read the series. If you have read it, let me know what you think. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say. I don't want to end this video because I'm not ready to part with this series yet. I'm not ready. I think that's gonna be it. See you in the next video. Goodbye.